I'm the Rules Girl, and this is ELO Darkness, a card game based on popular MOBAs like Dota and League of Legends for 2 to 4 players. In ELO Darkness, players control a team of 5 heroes, earning items, battling monsters, and challenging enemy heroes to secure their team's dominance. The goal of the game is to win, and you win by pushing the minions in one of the 3 lanes all the way to your opponent's base. You start the game with 7 cards from your deck, and the game is played over 10 turns. Each turn has 3 phases. 1. The farming phase, where you spend cards to earn gold, more cards, and experience, as well as buy items for your heroes. 2. The backing phase, where you choose which lanes to defend and which to retreat from. And 3. The combat phase, where players battle each other for dominance of each of the 3 lanes. Begin each turn with the farming phase. Starting with the first player, choose any number of cards in your hand to discard for the reward here, either gold or more cards. If you discarded at least 1 card corresponding to a certain hero, give that hero 1 experience, making them more powerful in battles. After discarding, it's time to buy and sell items, granting powerful passive and active abilities to particular heroes. To buy an item, pay its cost in gold and place it on an empty item slot. Level 1 items can be upgraded by paying the cost in the upper right corner. All items can be sold for half their value, rounded down. Now it's time for the backing phase. Starting with the first player, choose which lanes you'd like to retreat from and which you'd like to defend. To retreat from a lane, both you and your opponent place the roaming card on the corresponding laner slot. Retreating from a lane lets you draw 1 card and lets heroes of that lane's color fight in other lanes, but pushes the minions 1 token closer to your base, destroying any tower tokens they move past. After backing, it's time for the combat phase, where players compete to have the highest influence in the remaining lanes. For each empty laner slot, players simultaneously place 1 card face down on each lane, either a hero card corresponding to that slot's lane color, or a generic action card. If you can't place a card, or if the lane's hero was killed last turn, you have to play a 0-value free lane card. Once both players have selected their cards, flip them over. The first player activates a challenge in one of the active lanes, taking initiative in this battle. In initiative order, the abilities on each of the cards are resolved, and their influence is added to that player's total for this lane, plus any modifiers from the corresponding hero's experience, if any. If you have an item for that hero with this symbol, activate its effect as well. Then, in initiative order, players perform actions, 1 at a time until each player has consecutively passed. These actions include 1. Commit a new hero to this lane by playing 1 of their cards. This can be one of the 2 ganking heroes, or a roaming hero. Once again, add their influence to your total for the lane, plus any modifiers from experience, and activate any of that hero's items with this symbol. Only ready, unexhausted heroes can commit to a fight. 2. Activate an ability chain, playing the second ability of a hero that's already in this lane's fight. Once again, activate its ability and add its influence, but don't trigger any item abilities. 3. Activate an item ability with this symbol, as long as that item's hero is already fighting in this lane. And finally 4. Get greedy, gaining +1 influence in the lane, but allowing your opponent to draw 1 card. Only 1 player can get greedy in each challenge. Once both players have consecutively passed, the player with the highest total influence in that lane, if any, wins the fight, gaining 1 experience for each of their heroes that participated, and pushing the minions 1 token forward towards the opponent's base. If a minion passes a tower token, they destroy it, giving the winning player 2 gold or 1 card. If that player won by 4 or more influence, they kill participating enemy heroes according to this chart. The losing player decides which heroes die. If the losing player was threatened, either by getting greedy or due to certain card effects, it's even easier to kill their heroes. Dead heroes are removed from the board and return exhausted the next turn. Both players exhaust the participating heroes, and the next player in turn order chooses the next lane to battle over. And that's a turn. End each turn by discarding down to 5 cards. making any exhausted heroes ready and making any dead heroes exhausted. Move the turn token up and flip it. Draw 2 cards at the beginning of each subsequent turn. At the beginning of turns 4 and 7, reveal 1 card from the monster deck. This represents an objective the 2 teams are fighting over. Take 1 monster token for each card in your hand and secretly bet a certain number of them. The player that bid the most, if any, wins the objective, but must discard 1 card for each token they bid. During the last 3 turns, minions move twice whenever an effect causes them to move. And that's the game! Players continue farming, retreating, and fighting until one player succeeds in invading the other team's base, overtaking the last location token in one of the 3 lanes. That player wins the game. If no one's won by the end of turn 10, the player who destroyed the most towers wins, with ties broken by the player with the most total experience gained. Ready to play? Make the starter decks listed in the rulebook, shuffle and place your deck on your base, and place your item deck and roaming cards nearby. Put your laning heroes next to their respective lane slots, and gankers in your base. Place your experience tokens at the beginning of the track. Each player draws 7 cards, and has the option to mulligan her entire hand. A random player goes first. ELO Darkness starts its backing phase today, September 26th, on Kickstarter, so check it out if you're interested. Looking for more MOBA-inspired games? Check out Mechs vs. Minions, Riot's co-op game set in the League of Legends universe. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking it or subscribing to the Dice Tower for rules explanations, reviews, and more.